Well, hi, I'm Elias Cantu. I'm going to talk about my evidence one, and I'm going to explain uh, type of presentation, communication skills, and audience for successful presentation. Well, we're going to start with the 15 graphic elements to be used in a presentation. Um, there is the 50 elements, the pictures, audio and video, line, diagrams, posters, cameras, cake, example with audience, boards, illustration, text, contrast, keyboards, graphics, and Instagrams. I think that the diagrams are very useful because when I was in a meeting with my superiors because I'm gonna do a project on on my work, the diagrams help me so much to explain what I'm gonna to do with this project. The pictures is the most of important too. I think the keywords are important because you explain the things simple with only a keyboard. The people that are seeing you understand what you wanna say with a keyboard. Graphics I think are important. Boards very important things. So this is the 15 diagrams elements. The next step I'm gonna explain is the type of presentations. The presentation are information, politics, motivation, sales, and entertainment. I have used a presentation of information, sales, and motivation. The last presentation that I did was on information in my homework, uh, and I had a little bit experience in a sales and motivation. In motivation because in my job I'm leader of the CNCs, so when I have to do a meeting of running the turn, I have to motivate my people, my operators to do a great job and have a nice grade of job because we have to take the responsibility of the mistakes and resolve them. In sales, I think that I don't have very more experience, but it's very important. The next step, I think the communication skills, the persuasion, the correct nonverbal language, empathy, and active listening. Here, I think the most useful or important thing of the skills, I think, is the correct nonverbal. Because if you don't have this skill, I think you useless the power if you in your voice to do a effectively communication that you are talking about. But when you have a nice or a correct nonverbal the leverage of your body language, it's communicating beyond the words. You have to do eye contact, natural gestures, facially aware. You have to have a purposeful moment, a professional appearance. So this is the most things that you have to do when you have the correct number. So I think this is the most important because almost you have to have empathy, but I think the correct number is the most important of these skills. Well, we're gonna finish with the successful presentation. This is four tips that you have to follow to have a successful presentation. Arrive early, to practice presentation techniques, and prepare minutes before. Um, these four are very important because arrive early is very important. You have to arrive very early to your meetings because this action speak of you. To practice all is important because you're gonna be like me. I don't have the speaking facility, so I have to practice and practice and practice to this fluency. The presentation techniques are very important and preparing minutes before. I think this is very important is with the hand to the practice, because if you practice, it's gonna be more easy to you to explain the topics, but you have to provide minutes before the the things that you practicing before the day of your presentation. So I think this is the four things that you have to do in a successful presentation. So I'm gonna resume the skills, three skills that I have to improve on me in the future. I think one of them is the presentation techniques is one of them. Another thing that I have to up to to update correlate on me is the persuasion, because I don't have a persuasion when I speak, and I think that is the thing that I'm gonna best on me. And I think another thing, or another advice I think is the active listening, because when I speak, and I didn't listen when the people talk. Um, I three abilities that I already have. I think is the correct number ball. I didn't dominate at all, but I think is one of my stronger skills, because I have a when I'm in the nice topic, when I know the topic at all, I have a nice eye contact and natural history, so I can speak with that confidence. Another thing that I already have is like I am right early all the time. All the time I arrive early, whatever place it is, my work, a meeting, school, a date, whatever it says, I arrive early every time. So this is the things, and this is my evidence number one. I hope that was very clear, and see you in the next evidence.